Hello everyone and welcome back to 5 Tips in 5 Minutes. This week, inclusion nudges. Today we're talking about how the behavioural economics concept of nudges can be used to encourage people to think and behave inclusively in your business. What are nudges? They are interventions, big and small. Nudges maintain freedom of choice, but they steer us in a particular direction. For example, when you get an email reminding you that your credit card bill is due for payment and saying you'll get a late fee if you don't pay it, mentioning the late fee is the nudge. We don't want to pay a late fee, so we pay the credit card bill. We can choose not to, but we know it's not in our best interest to do so. The same concept can be applied to nudging people into inclusive thinking and behaviour in their everyday interactions in the business. So here's my 5 tips for inclusion nudges. Tip 1. Agenda nudges. If you routinely use agendas for your meetings, consider topping and tailing them with inclusion. At the beginning, check in with which voices, which perspectives are missing from this discussion. How can we bring those voices and perspectives into what we're talking about and any decisions arising from it? I'm yet to find a topic of discussion that genuinely has no inclusion angle, so if you can't think of it, try harder. Tip 2 is hiring nudges. Quite a lot of companies have introduced hiring nudges into their process when writing job descriptions, when shortlisting, when designing and carrying out the interview process. They can take various forms, but ultimately it's the business's little reminder to everyone involved in the process of the business's commitment to equity and inclusion. So it could be pop-ups on your hiring system. It could be a few bullet points that you ask hiring managers and recruiters to read and discuss briefly before they start their discussions. Those bullet points might be about asking each other to challenge when they feel that the decision or the discussion is taking a non-equitable, non-inclusive turn. It could be about asking them to bring in diverse perspectives and voices to the hiring process. It could be about refusing to accept a homogenous shortlist. Could be some statistics about hiring. So these are the things that your hiring nudges can have as top of mind for hiring managers and recruiters. Tip 3 is to start meetings with bite-sized inclusion learning. Bite-sized means 3 to 5 minutes, very short. For example, a video like this one, hi team, or you could invite your team to take it in turns to share briefly something about inclusion that's happened to them in the last week or so, or something that they've learned or realised, an insight that they've had. But again, having that conversation keeps it top of mind for everybody and helps to embed it into everyday conversations. Tip 4 is to nudge constructive dissent. Groupthink is an innovation killer, and the herd mentality means that around a third of people will agree to a course of action even when they don't think it's the right one because they don't want to not fit in with the group. So what you can do as manager is to say, I'd really like to hear different perspectives on this. What other ideas do you have? And then show appreciation for all comments and ideas. And instead of we've tried that before and it didn't work, flip it to say, well, how could we make it work this time? The more you do this, the more you encourage different ideas and perspectives, the less groupthink you'll have, the less herd mentality you'll have. Tip 5 is lovely to say, target flipping nudges. Flipping your targets can be a really powerful way to see inclusion from a different angle. Instead of having a target of, say, 40% of our executives are female, flip it and say no more than 60% of a single gender, ethnicity, age group, whatever, will form part of our executive team. Expressing targets in abundance terms rather than scarcity terms can make them feel more achievable and feel more positive to people. If you'd like to read more about inclusion nudges, this guidebook is full of ideas. You can see I've marked several pages. That's it for this week. Thank you as ever for watching, and I'll see you next time.